a number of those transfers we're talking about that could be there, but I'm not sure. But the only thing I'm sure, after I read the riot gear, for sure, I'm sure that going forward, documentation has been provided on time to the auditors.
Chair, on a point of order, what do you mean, Governor? You read a riot act to your officers or to AAG, and is your county secretary here? Why is he not here, Chair? And it is through the correspondence between you, between your office, the official is the county secretary. And I thought, Governor, in any instance as the governor of Kisii, and you know you are my good friend, that everything should be written. Because if you said you read a riot act, maybe when you are walking out, you just read a riot act and then you leave it there. We need the action. Was after county secretary, was it written down so that it is implementable, so that they can refer to a particular circular, Chair? If you can give us that comfort, then we can move to the next action. Thank you, Chair.
Senator Wambo.
Thank you, Chair. I think the frustration that we find ourselves in is that there is a recommendation by the committee that the governor should undertake administrative action. Now, the only thing that this committee is asking for is just evidence of that action. That, yes, it is okay to reprimand, but then after reprimanding, there must be some evidence to show that action was taken against the officers. Why? Because these people failed to provide documents against the law. But when they are pushed a bit, the documents somehow appear. I mean, to me, that would even look like sabotage. And if they realize that the only thing that the governor can do is just tell us, you guys, you did a bad thing, but it's okay, you have provided the documents, then it gets even worse. So what evidence is there that there was a reprimand? And if it is not there, then just say it is not there, Chair. So we don't belabor this point.
Yeah, you know, Chair, apologies are parliamentary word. You can just apologize, then we move on to other issues.
Because the manner in which we respond to this will guide how we deal with the other issues. Remember, I said at the beginning that today we are dealing with the recommendations of the committee following the report that we tabled on 27th of March. So we must go back to that recommendation and ask ourselves that, did you do what the House resolved that you should do? In this case, the House resolved that you should take administrative action. Now, you should tell us whether that action was taken, but if action is taken in an executive role, it must be in writing.
Yeah, I'm sure that the action must have been taken. That's why AOG is saying that he...
Order, Chair. Point of order.
The OAG is only responding to the availability of documents.
Right.
The Senate is concerned about non-availability of the documents during the audit. When they become available after the audit, they could be cooked. And that would be another offense.
And in addition, Chair, if you say they might have... Governor, you are the governor of Kisii. You are the chief executive officer. When some critical decisions like administrative action are taken, you should be aware, unlike the presidency, the executive powers rest with the governor. And therefore, if there is any action that should have been taken, don't worry about your senator. I can see you are cleansing him. Don't worry about him. The issue I'm talking about is whether executive and governor, if you have written, just even if you didn't file then, if you have it with the officers, they can just give us, we give you, you are being a seasoned parliamentarian, you table, and then we go and review and come back to you. If it was not done, then you can apologize. We move to other issues, Governor.
Chair, for that document, I'll ask that we may provide it as and when available. Given there must have been, I want to say that they could have not acted out of just word of mouth. Therefore, Chairman, I want to say that I apologize. Sorry for this, but again, undertake that I will provide that document when it's available.
Look, Governor, we have dealt with a number of counties on this. There are counties that have come here with letters indicating designation of officers. There are counties that have come here with letters indicating warnings and reprimands. There are counties that have come here with a circular to all staff to take seriously the audit process. We cannot take it that it is somewhere and you will find it, because again it will be manufactured just to satisfy this query. I think we take great exception to that. Going forward, let's make sure that we are reading the recommendation of the committee and dealing with what the committee has recommended over and above what the Auditor General has brought up. You brought to the attention of this committee the need to pay fidelity to Article 229. If you expect us to be faithful to that article, you must also be faithful to that article. That article requires Parliament to put in its recommendations, and once it is adopted, it requires you to respond to the recommendations of Parliament.
Agreed, Chair.
Chair, let me just add something small on that. Two things. One, I remember, Governor, that the directive or the recommendation by the committee is to the Governor to take administrative action. And so it cannot be that document will be available if we get it. If it's not there, it's not there. Chair, there's something you said the other day. That administrative action, because we are here to learn, all of us are learning, that administrative action could actually even mean refresher training for your people, that they must understand the importance of providing documents when those documents are needed. That's also administrative action. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, maybe in addition, Governor, who signed off this? Are the people who signed off your financial statements? Governor, is the chair of audit committee here with us? And who signed off these financial statements? Are they here with us? The people who signed off the financial statement of this. The names are, sorry for Vincent Okioma Nyangwara. Why? He's the chief of South. Is he still chief of South Finance? Just on record, kindly, Governor. You're not on record.
He is. He is.
Why is he not with us?
There is a lean team that I came with, which accompanied me.
Chair,
Sign this. Let me finish. Just a minute, Onyonga.
I'm just giving you an addendum. I would want to know whether the officers who signed these documents are CPA accountants.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Thank you.
There, kindly. So, Vincent Okioma Nyangwara is not here.
He's the chief of staff.
Of finance, but he signed off the financial statements. Who is the head of accounting unit without a name, but is part number 13733? What is his name?
Is not here too.
What is his name? It's not on.
John Nyandanyi.
John Nyandanyi. Chair, I thought we made a ruling in the morning that if none of the signatories of financial statements are not here with us, how would we proceed? This is very unique. Governor, did you absent them strategically? I thought the gentleman, there is a gentleman of public works, another gentleman I've had. Were they important more than the people who understand these financial statements, because they are more needed than the rest?
Chair, it's not that I absent them strategically, is that we are on the close of the financial year. There is a lot of, back and forth in clearing of those documentation. Yeah. And because this was a follow-up on the discussion we had, I didn't see that I was to come with them. But again, the gentlemen who are around, they have their specific questions they're going to answer here, where they are liable.
But Governor, Chair, maybe I'll need a ruling on this, because you had made a ruling in the morning when CI appeared. This is a unique situation where the people who signed off financial statements are not here with us. Well, I agree, Governor, although your DIM is not gender balanced, well, I agree that there is issues because we are coming to the end of financial year. I agree with you. But it shows that you don't take serious the importance of this process. Because these are the people who generated your financial statements, and all of them stem in our so Chair, can as a committee give direction so that, if the people who signed this, and Governor, in any case, are you aware whether Vincent Okioma Nyangwara is an ISPAC member by any chance?
This is a chief officer. He may not be.
He doesn't, he's not an
He
ISPAC
doesn't,
member.
you know,
So
it's not-
Nyandani is the
Nyandani
only one.
is-
Is it the guy who had the international relations at our last meeting? He's still the chief officer?
He
Finance.
is.
The IR guy.
Oh, he's an international relations guy.
Yeah.
So he should be bridging international relations between China and Kenya.
Where
Not the
China-
chief officer. Or the British
Yeah,
chair.
well, those relations are international unless you want to read more than what is apparent. Members, let's make progress.
And you rule chair before
We
you proceed.
said that the clerks of Parliament, in our invitation, will make it explicit that part of the delegation accompanying the CEO should be the signatories to the financial statements, the chair of the county audit committee, as well as the secretary of the audit committee. And the secretary of the audit committee is an internal auditor, beside the chair of the public accounts committee. We want to have the right people in the room so that we can have a comprehensive conversation. So members, let's take note that whereas the OAG says that the